I hate you. Those words rung in my head over and over again, shattering my heart until there was nothing left. I sat there looking at the door, longingly hoping they would come back, my ears ringing from the little orange head's outburst. The words they said didn't register until now. I broke down crying. The last time I had cried this hard was when I first broke my promise, but this hurts so much more for some reason. Being told you were hacked by the only people you have ever trusted, to be looked at as a monster. Perhaps everyone was right, Mother Bakugu. The people I had to kill to survive, and now my loved ones. They're not wrong. Cheer up, kiddo, it's not that bad. Even my own quirk thought I was a monster. How ironic. It hurt. It hurt so much I couldn't control the wet, salty tears that ran down my face. The feeling of wanting to scream but not being able to flooded my body. All the emotions I had been keeping in were finally coming out. Anger, sadness, guilt, and rage. The list could go on and on about what I was crying about. All the things that have happened in my life, good and bad, was over with a massive wave of depression knowing I could never have that again. Hey kid, if you keep crying I'll go into my deep sleep thing. I didn't care for Venom at the moment. The heartache was too much for me to handle. I'm not sure when, but I had passed out from my breakdown and Venom went into his hypersleep thing, leaving me wide awake, impossible to fall back asleep. My pillow was wet from my salty tears. Tossing and turning trying to get myself back to sleep, looking at the clock not having any luck. 2:45, great. Throwing my body off the edge of the bed, I walk it into the hallway, feeling hollow on the inside. No one would be awake at this time of night to keep me company, but just maybe he would be. Walking the all too familiar hallway to the one door I would knock on, raising my fist I lightly knock on the dark wood door. Not getting a response after a minute, I start to turn around to go back when the door opened to show a sleepy, shirtless Dabi, getting the sleep out of his eyes by rubbing his face. "Doll, what you doing up this late?" he said, a little slurred by drowsiness. My response was giving him a hug, burning my face into his chest to hide my tears. It took him a second before he returned the hug, bringing me inside, closing his door and sitting in the bed. "Why you crying, dollface?" he said, rubbing a circle pattern onto my back, in an attempt to calm me down. It took me a moment to form words, but I managed to choke out a reply. I told them about the orphanage. The circling stopped, and he took me by my shoulders and looked at me with a raised brow. "That's a good thing, right? You wanted to?" I shook my head, letting more tears fall from my red puffy eyes. "Not like that." I blurted it out when I got mad, and I fucked up. I shoved my face back into his chest as I cried harder, clutching him like a lifeline. Afraid if I let go I would die. We sat in the quiet for a bit longer, when I got an idea. 1. I didn't think I had the balls or tie-ties to make. The adrenaline from crying giving me the unknown confidence, making me do something crazy. I stopped crying, looking up into his electric blue eyes, admiring how beautiful they shined in the moonlight coming through the curtains. I leaned up, crushing my lips into his, full of passion and need for him. Pulling away, I looked back up at his face, a slight blush coating my cheeks. "Please help me forget." I kissed him one more time before I was slammed back to the mattress. "You sure about this, Dolly?" "I don't want to use you when you're like this," he said seriously, making sure he'd got his point across. Was he actually worrying about me? I just placed my hands on each side of his face, rubbing my finger over the cold staples, pecking his lips and giving a weak smile while nodding my head. "All right, shall we continue where we left off last time? The lemon starts here. Have fun, my little readers." His persona changing completely, a smirk appeared on his face with lust flowing in his eyes. He went for my neck, kissing and liking to find my sweet spot, making me lightly moan. Just like the last time, he abuses the spot until it felt sore, knowing full well I would need to cover the dark purple mark ladder. I was still in my school uniform due to the fact I was too exhausted to change before. Since he was already shitless, I thought I should make it even, undoing the buttons to my blazer as he slipped his tongue into me mouth, exploring every crevice. Sitting up slightly to throw my shit onto the ground, his hands slipping behind my back, stoking my skin. Not long after, my blue bar was slipped off of me, only leaving me in my skirt and panties. Having new skin exposed, massaging my breasts in a circular motion, making an unexpectedly loud moan come out of me. He left my lips, finally letting me breath, kissing my jaw and down till he go to my erect nipple. He gave one a light lick, teasing me. I let out a little whine. Chuckling a little at my impatience, he takes my nipple into his mouth, sucking and licking, making a hinge amount of pleasure go through my body. I almost didn't notice my skirt and blue panties were removed. Letting go of my now slightly swollen nipple with a pop, he comes back to my face to kiss me as he inserts a finger into me. Moaning into the kiss as he starts to thrust his finger in and out of me, adding another stretch me out more. I saw what would be going into me and I was not sure if I could take it all. Only one way to find out. Dabi. I moan as he adds a third digit into my wet opening and kissing my neck. He hovered over my ear, whispering a question. Speaking of forgetting, did you forget the first nickname you ever gave me? My breath hitches in my throat and blush on my face as I rack my brain, eyes looking at him on top of me with the same sexy smirk playing on his lips. He was not liking my no response to his question, slapping my ass to get what he wanted. He only got a very loud moan from my mouth, not the answer he was looking for, and I knew that. Without warning, he took out his fingers and plugged his length in my throbbing self. I screamed in pain, not used to his size, as he started to slowly thrust in and out. Not the right answer. Punishment for that. Fuck dollface. You're tight. The pain started to turn into a feeling that took over my brain, an uncontrollable amount of sounds leaving my open mouth. F faster. I say, pleading for him to pick up the pace, getting an almost angry grunt from him. What's my name? He kept the same slow pace, not obeying me, Daddy. I say in between moans, digging my nails into his back, making a groan come from him. I can't hear you louder, he said, slowing his thrusting to a painful rhythm. Daddy. I almost yell, throwing my pride away, just wanting more of him. He finally obliged and started ramming into me at a very fast pace, pulling at his raven hair, getting some moans out of his mouth. He would kiss my neck, my jaw, ear, and anywhere he could kiss he would. He was getting rougher and faster. Suddenly coming to a stop, but not finished, he flips me over into my stomach. My ass in the air, he start to pound into me, hitting a spot that just had me going crazy. Fuck harder, Daddy. I yell out, almost reaching my peak, slapping my ass hard. He somehow got faster. Only a few thrusts to push me over the edge, orgasming all over him as he continued to fuck me senseless. Not long after, his thrusts slowed down and got sloppy as he too also orgasmed all over my back. He flopped down next to me as we both panted. He took the blanket, throwing it over us as he wrapped his arm around me. I wanted to mess with him a bit, getting back at him for knowing how sore I was going to be in the morning. Hey, Bid Dab, did you forget the one night you said you loved me? I smiled into his chest and I cuddled closer to him, feeling him stiffen and his grip tighten onto me. I never said that, Dolly. Stop making things up. He relaxed a bit, but I was on a mission for make sure I was not dreaming that night. I'm sure you said it. Are you too embarrassed to say it to me awake? I pull away slightly to see his face a pink. He was trying so hard to hide it. Nope, never said it, and you don't have the proof to say I did. Pouting at him, getting irritated that I was not whining this. Fine, I'll make you say it one day. I love you. I say, letting eyes fall, pretending to be asleep, hoping I could catch I'm in the act. I'm sure you will one day. Y/N good night. That was the first time he had ever said my name, and it sounded all too familiar. There was something I was missing, but I can't place my finger on it. Why did he seem so familiar, and why did it feel like we knew each other before we first met? God damn it, I can't remember. It has to be something important, but what? His eyes were so unique and kind when they looked at me. How can I forget something about him? The thoughts swirled in my head as I finally fell asleep in the sarcastic villain's arms. Why can't I remember? Thanks for watching my video. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss anything I post.